Hello and welcome back to the Orlando Adventures podcast. I'm your host Russ, and today's episode is the June Q&A one. So we all love a Q&A. We all love a Q&A. I specifically love a Q&A. Obviously at this point, we are on about episode 97 of the Q&As. I've done 130 odd episodes and I think 127 of them must have been Q&As. But I love them. I really do. And it gives you guys an opportunity to send some questions and find some stuff out. And obviously I always open these up to ask whatever you want to ask. Any topic, anything. You go for it. You tell me if you've got something you want to know the answer to, go for it. I don't think there's many, if any, that I've never not answered. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, without further ado, let's just get into it. We've got quite a lot of questions. I put two lots of stories out just so that it gave everyone an opportunity. Because the last time I did one, I had quite a lot of messages after going, "Oh, Russ, I missed it." And it's fine. It doesn't matter. It's all good. I'll always try and answer every single question. So, like I said, let's get through some of these questions. I'll always give everyone a shout out who's done a question because I really appreciate everyone who submits anything to me. So, kicking it off, we've got 3 questions from Steel in the Park. So, Chris has asked me, what was your standout moment in Epic Universe? And also, I haven't pre-looked at any of these. Obviously, I saw them when they kind of came in, but I haven't pre-done answers, so I'm going to do these off the bat, and I'm going to try and bash through them a little bit quicker than normal. And the reason why is because we've got lots of questions. There's quite a lot, so I want to get through them. All right, so first question, like I said, Still in the Parks. What was your standout moment in Epic Universe? There's 2. There are 2. You're going to see both of these in the vlog on Sunday. It is the Epic Universe one coming on Sunday at 5 p.m. However, what have we got? What have we got? Where are we at? Quite realistically, if I was to pick one standout moment, for me it's Stardust Racers. It is. You'll see my review of it. You'll see what I said about it. And obviously I'm going to get into Stardust Racers later on in this episode. Probably in the next question, funnily enough. So yeah, let's get into that. Favourite ride? Epic Universe. Without question, Stardust Racers. There we go. I haven't done the Battle for the Ministry, Battle at the Ministry, Battle in the Ministry, Battle of the Ministry. I'm not 100% sure what it's called. There is a battle at the Ministry of Magic, and I don't know what the name of the ride's called, but it wasn't open when I went, so I haven't been on that. However, of all the rides that I've been on, Stardust Racers, for me, yellow side, was the one. That is my favourite and is the best ride, in my opinion, at Epic Universe. Does Epic Universe now rank above Islands of Adventure as your favourite part? Yes. So anyone who's listened to my episode with Chloe and Stephen that I did about Epic Universe, or listened to the episode that I've recently done with Chloe and Stephen, which released yesterday on their podcast, Parks and Pals, go and check it out because it's a cracking episode. Honestly, we enjoyed it so much. Genuinely, I believe that this is the best park in Orlando. It categorically should be. This is a purpose-built theme park. From the bottom up, this should be the best park. Obviously, it doesn't have the nostalgia factor. Obviously, it depends whether or not you're into Harry Potter. It depends whether or not you're into Super Nintendo or How to Train Your Dragon. If you're not interested in any of those, this probably isn't the park for you, is it? But at the same time, I think anyone can appreciate how good this park is and how good the lands are in it. So, for me, it definitely takes over Islands of Adventure. And the reason why, and I'll give you a quick reason, is that this ride has, in my opinion, more on offer. It has more on offer in terms of rides, attractions, food, places to be, places to sit, things to see, shows. It has the whole lot in one park, as it absolutely should. So, unbelievable park. Unbelievable. This is not going to be the first. It's not going to be the last time you're going to hear me go on about Epic Universe being amazing. But that's where I'm at. That's my answer. Absolutely, categorically, it's overtaken IOA. Next question. We've got Adam M Vlogs. So Adam M, he's gone for it. He's asked me 4 questions. So what have we got? Where would you go on holiday if Orlando was not an option? It can't be Disney or Universal California. I mean, this is so hard. Because right now, the only thing I can think of is Orlando. So, where am I going? I I think I've answered this before. For me, I would either go New York or Vegas. They're probably the only two that I'm like are jumping out at me at ones I really want to do. That's what I go. That's what I do. Next question from Adam M Vlogs. How am I doing? And a few of you've asked this, and I'll call you out every time someone has asked this. But they've asked me how am I doing. After obviously I've had a lot going on personally. I tell you what, I'm really good. I'm really good. I am, and you might have seen this in the vlogs. I am in such a good place, like the best place, if I'm quite honest with you. You can probably see the way I'm laughing, the way I'm smiling, the way that I'm feeding, the way that I'm, just very, very happy at the moment. And quite honestly, the happiest I've ever been. So absolutely, very, very, very happy. Next question from Adam M. They've asked me top 3 changes at Epic Universe I would make personally. So this is a conversation I have had with a few people. One of them is more shade. I think the park itself probably could call for more shade. I'm not desperate for it. I'm not saying it's like a Toy Story situation, but I feel like there could be more shade in there. Next thing, 3 changes. 3 changes I would make. And this is difficult because I think this park is exceptional. What else would I do? I tell you what, I'd have quite liked if they brought in a virtual system for quite a few of these rides. I feel like the park itself has so much on offer and so much to be able to go and see that if maybe in every land one of the rides was a virtual, you could at least then go and just spend more time kind of taking in Celestial Park, taking in the sights and sounds of each of the lands. So I think that would have been a shout. I know not everyone's that keen on a virtual, but I would have probably gone for it. And then third thing, if I could change anything, I'd change the menu at the Super Nintendo so that it didn't include mushrooms and everything. That's probably where I go. It's a good question. It's so difficult because I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel on that. But, that's what I'm going with. And then the final question that Adam M have asked me is, it's Russ's turn to design a Disney and Universal resort. What is it like? I mean, this is a huge question. It's a huge question. I mean, I could do an episode on it. Do I do an episode on it? Do I create my dream theme park? I know that obviously did that in the original Three Caballeros episode, but that was a team effort. Do we just need a dream Russ resort? Is that what we want? I reckon maybe that's an episode idea. I'm going to do it as an episode. Adam M, it's a great shout. Next question then is Michael Coy 92, absolute legend. Feelings for the future of Disney. The future of Disney, and you'll hear me, this is funny because obviously the episode that came out yesterday for Parks and Pals, we talked about this. We talked about this exact topic. So if you want my full feelings on it, I would go and check out that episode. But to give you a rough overview, my feelings for the future of Disney's in a good place. All right, it is an absolute juggernaut of a company. It is unbelievable when they decide that they want to pull the trigger and go and buy the rights for Marvel back off of Universal to have rides or a land in Orlando. They are going to cook. And they know it. They know they've got to spend a lot of money to make a lot of money, but they know that the moment they do that, the pull is so big. They've announced amazing things. Obviously, D23, they announced a lot of big things coming out. I think that they've got a hit, they've got a land, but ultimately, all of the stuff that they did announce sounds exciting. So I'm excited for the future of Disney, without a doubt. And I think that, the only other, for me, if there's anything that's kind of like missing necessarily from Disney in Orlando, for me, Marvel, without a doubt, Arendelle. I think if you can get both of those into Walt Disney World, like, we're off. Do you know what I mean? So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm saying. I think Disney are absolutely fine. They ain't worried. Like, at the same time, they're going to respect Epic Universe. I think they've got to respect that Epic Universe is an unbelievable park. I think they've got to do that, and they would be silly and they'd be rude not to. But at the same time, Disney has such a pull, and their audience is ever so slightly different. I will say that I think it's aimed at, first and foremost, a slightly younger audience. but it's aimed at a nostalgic audience, I think, a lot of the time as well. I think they pull on the nostalgia. I think they pull on things that are hard and fast in terms of things that we know, things that we relate to, and I respect it. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you pull on things that you know are going to land for everyone? So it's a good question. Ashley and Emma, another couple of absolute legends. They've asked, I think they've asked 3 questions. So Ashley and Emma, if I could add one land to Epic Universe, what would it be and why? You've heard me talk about this one a lot. Wicked. I add Wicked. I think the permits got filed for it. As far as I'm aware, I can see it happening. I can see Wicked happening. Honestly, if they put Wicked in that park, no park is going to get close to this in the next 10 years. I am certain of it. Like, if they do Wicked, they'll do Wicked. They'll do it to a huge scale, and they'll do it to the scale of the 4 lands that are already there, which excites me because I feel like if you do it, you go all out. You go for it and you make it so grand and so big, so colourful, so incredible. I mean, you can have that yellow brick road just leading up the whole way through the entire land, kind of buzzing. I go Wicked. I think that it's a franchise. I love the first film. I'm excited for the second one. I feel like it's a land, and I feel like it's an IP that really, really lends itself to a theme park. And I think that showing the way that Universal have done it with Epic Universe already, if they did Wicked, we're going to be in for a treat. Genuinely, and I'll hang my hat out here. I think that if they do it, it's the new Harry Potter. I think it's that big. I think that it will be that good. So that's what I'm calling. I'm saying Wicked. Next question from Ashley and Emma. If I could go back in time a year, what advice would I give myself? Oh, this is deep. This is a deep question. Because you know what? I'm going to be very, very real with you. An awful lot has happened in my life in the past year. I have made the biggest life moves I could have probably ever made in the space of 1 year. I went self-employed. I started the podcast, started the YouTube. I obviously, myself, my relationship situation, house, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's a great question. What advice? Keep going. Just keep going, because you got this. And like, there are times, and genuinely, like, I've taken a lot on, and I always try and take a lot on, but like, genuinely, just keep going, because the people, and there's certain people in this community, and Ashley and Emma included in that, who have been so supportive, who've been so amazing, and I could name them all, I really could, but like, you know you are. Like, if you've been so supportive and you've had my back the whole way through this and through every single one of those scenarios, you know exactly who you are. So, my advice would be just keep going and trust in those people, because these people who have come into my life in the past over a year via the podcast and YouTube and this amazing community have changed my life. That's quite honest, quite simple, and as upfront as I can possibly be. So I appreciate you all. And you all know who you are. Next little one. Next, it's a deep question, that one, wasn't it? So, Ashley and Emma, next one. If I could attend any past theme park opening day, what would it be and why? Magic Kingdom. Done. Easy, it's got to be, isn't it? It's got to be Magic Kingdom. I mean, like, what an iconic moment in time. Moment in time for theme parks, for Orlando, for these businesses, for what we love, to have built what they've built, and for it to still be, as massive and incredible as it is now. I think Magic Kingdom is an easy one for me. Great question. Next question. Chris Roosevelt's chatter, another absolute legend. You got to choose another video game, not Sonic, for Epic Universe. What do I choose? Oh, it's tough, because if I think of a game, I've got to think of something that kind of like lands in terms of lots of different people are going to enjoy it. But also we want something a bit different, don't we? And you know what? There's a couple of things flying around in my head. There's a couple of things where I'm like, maybe that would work. Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. And realistically, where am I going? It's a little bit of a cop-out because I think that this is going to happen, but I think it's going to happen at Universal Studios. I go Pokemon. I actually think that Pokemon's a shout because I think if they do it and they make it immersive, that you can go and like almost have this Pokemon Go experience of being able to catch stuff kind of like out in the wild. You can go into the Pokemart, you can go into like the Poke Center, you can go into a gym, you could go in like, you know, the ride could be that you go and I don't know, but there could be like a battle and you could maybe have to have picked your own Pokemon. You could utilize the same kind of a augmented reality system that the Mario Kart ride uses. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the possibilities are actually pretty good. I feel like you can make this immensely immersive land that a lot of us have played the games, a lot of us have watched the show, and we can kind of really get immersed into that. We can actually be inside the game, and I think that would feel very nostalgic to a lot of people. So that's where I'm going. I'm going Pokemon. That's my shout. Next question. Gav K7, another legend. I'm going to say this to everyone because you're all legends. Gav, he has asked me, engineering aside, how tall do I think Doctor Doom would have to be for me to not go on it? Oh, the thing is, it's, you know, the height of it at the moment is doesn't bother me. I think you double it, and I'm getting nervous because I think of Falcon's Fury and I think of how big that is, and like that's right up there with me starting to get a bit tense. I think if you double what Doom is, I mean, what are we talking? 400 foot? If we get to 400 foot, I'm probably tapping out. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I honestly, I think I've just got to be real. I think we get 400 foot, I'm tapped. So yeah, great question, Gav. I absolutely love it. Appreciate your support always. Absolute legend. Next up, we've got some questions from Wookiees on Tour. So this is Dom and Sarah, and we've got: are you going to have a slightly more chill holiday in August, or are you going to hit it hard? So I'm going with my brother. He is very much into roller coasters, as much as I am. We're going to hit it hard. We realistically are. I say that. I think we'll hit the first week really hard, and then I think it will catch up with us. Because I think we'll end up doing a lot of rides like quite quickly, and then we're going to get to that second week and we're going to be like, whoa. Because we are planning to do Busch Gardens. There is a conversation about potentially doing SeaWorld for the rides. So we're going to do, you know, we're doing Epic Universe, we're doing Universal, we're doing Islands of Adventure, we're doing all of the Disney parks as well. Like, we are going to smash it. It's going to be a busy trip. It's always a busy trip, isn't it? A Russ trip is always a busy trip. So, yeah, not going to be chilled. I don't think there's any way. Next question they've asked me was the pickup truck worth renting? Like the idea, but the luggage stresses them out. I loved the pickup truck. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was so cool. I felt like an absolute like country legend in the pickup truck. It just felt fun, you know. And also, like, it felt easy to drive. Felt absolutely easy. The luggage situation, I will say, like, obviously you're not going to leave anything just in the back of it unattended. Like, you're just not. So, you know, if we did have cases, so for example, that day that we obviously were travelling back from the airport, we had all the cases on the, like, kind of the back seats, and it was fine because the back seats fold up, so you can get quite a few cases in there. Obviously, if you had a family of 4, it might be a bit more difficult, but it's not to say you couldn't fit them in there, because I think you certainly could. But also, if obviously you're driving somewhere and you know that you are going to have, you know, a few people in the vehicle, you can just chuck them in the back at that point, because obviously you're driving, and then the moment you get to your destination, you might just have to lob all your case onto the back seat. We did that once. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad an experience. So honestly, I would get a pickup truck again. I reckon we're going to get into that question a little bit later on. Next question that they've asked me: if I had to pick one restaurant in Orlando for a last meal, where would I go? Cheesecake Factory. Done. Cheesecake Factory. And the reason why is because if it's last meal, I'm like, I want all of the options. I want all of the options. I want to, like, you know, I want to peruse the menu. I'm going to get an appetizer. I've got an appetizer once in a Cheesecake Factory and it absolutely wiped me. I'm pretty sure I was full by the time the main came out. And you know, if I'm doing one last meal, I'm going to eat at the one place I can absolutely indulge. I can indulge, I can stuff my face, I can have any cuisine I want. Cheesecake Factory all day long. It's a great shout. I love it. It's a top question. Next question. Rye Blackman. Rye. Oh dear. Oh dear. Here we go. He knows exactly what he's doing. Keep, update, and close. Stardust Racers. Velocicoaster. Hagrid's. You know exactly what you're doing. Ah, the problem is it's easy. It's easy for me. And I'm going to upset some people here. I'm keeping Stardust. There is no way on earth that gets updated or closed. No way. I think it's exceptional. I think it's a stunning coaster. My update. I am going to update Velocicoaster. Those I was going to say animatronics. The statues of the Velociraptors that you go past a couple of times on the actual kind of ride itself. I wish they were animatronics. If they were animatronics at the level of the Frankenstein ride, what's it called? Can't remember. I've lost it. But yeah, if they were the level of the animatronics in that and they were moving, top tier. I'm saying that if it just had that little touch, I think that it would be exceptional. And then, unfortunately for me, I've got to close Hagrid's. And the only reason why, and I love Hagrid's, I absolutely adore it. I think it's a brilliant ride, and it's funny because obviously I love Harry Potter as well. But the reason why I close Hagrid's is because for me, it's the least thrilling of all of them. So that's the only reason why. And like, there's no world in which Hagrid's ever gets shut, is it? Like, Hagrid's is unbelievable, but you know, I've got to pick something. That's where I'm going. So unfortunately, Hagrid's is gone. Good question. I love it. Ab Daly has asked me, how did the Wizarding World area in Epic compare to Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade in Universal and Highway? I think it's the best land anywhere. I think it's the best land in any park that I have ever been to. And I haven't even done the ride. And the problem is, if I do the ride and I don't like it, it might drag my opinion down. But at the same time, I love the fact that I haven't, because when I went into the Parisian area, I was gobsmacked with how beautiful that area is. I really wasn't expecting it. And then I went into the Ministry. Just wait for my reaction on Sunday and you'll see what I mean. Like, almost lost for words. Almost. Yeah, you'll see. Genuinely, I think it is absolutely exceptional. I think it's a sensational area. I really, really do. And I mean, like, genuinely, I think it is the best land. I think it's the best land anywhere. I appreciate I'm biased because I like Harry Potter. You know, I'm into Fantastic Beasts, all that kind of stuff. But for me, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Got a couple of questions from Family of Four Fun. What was the biggest surprise or something I wasn't expecting at Epic Universe? I'll tell you what, the thing that surprised me the most was Le Cirque Arcanus. And I'll go into it in the vlog, but I did say about this in the Epic Universe episode that I did with Chloe and Stephen. It really surprised me because I went into this with zero expectation whatsoever. I didn't really know what the show was. I didn't know what the show was when I went into the show. But when I did see the show, mind blown. Mind was blown. So I'm saying that this is an unbelievable ride. I'm saying that this is an absolutely top tier ride. So if you get a chance, if you get an opportunity to go and do Le Cirque Arcanus, please do it. If you're a Fantastic Beasts fan, you're going to get a lot more out of this ride. I've got to be real with you. So just go into that with a bit of a prior warning. Like, if you don't know about Fantastic Beasts, you might not enjoy this to the same level as potentially I did. But that was the thing that it surprised me the most, without a doubt. Best tip for future visitors. That was Family of Four Fun. Are you talking about Epic Universe or are you talking about Orlando? I reckon you're talking about Epic Universe. So I'm going to give you best tip for Epic Universe. My best tip for Epic Universe is go in with a plan. Go in with a plan of what you want to do in this park, what you want to get out of it and what your priorities are. If you know what your priorities are, then you'll be able to manage your day, because it is going to be busy. There is potential that stuff is going to go down. I think there is a realization of that might happen. So I think you kind of need to have a bit of a plan of what your priorities are. If your number one is to get into Dark Universe, get to Dark Universe first. If your number one is to get on Stardust, get on Stardust first. If you want to get on Stardust at night, make sure you plan around it so you can get in the queue later in the day. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the way that I would approach it. Just go with a plan. Don't try and wing this park. If you try and wing it, you're going to be disappointed by the end of the day when you end up missing something because you didn't plan. That's all I can say. I think you're going to have an exceptional time in this park regardless of what you do. But I think if you want to get the most out of it and the most out of your experience and your one day, then I would just say just have a bit of a plan. You don't need to have spoilers and know what all the rides do and stuff like that. But just go in there knowing what you want to do and what you want to get out of it. Next question. Ben Wormy has asked me, what would be my perfect Orlando day? What am I doing? What am I eating? So I did an episode on this, funny enough. I actually did an episode on this about 2 weeks ago. So was it 2 weeks ago? 2, 3? It might be a bit longer than that. Maybe it was just over a month ago. I would add Epic Universe into this list now. I'm going to rattle it off really quickly of what my perfect day would look like now that Epic Universe is open. I'm going to say I would like to wake up in Bay Lake Tower. Okay, here we go. Interesting. So I want to wake up in Bay Lake Tower because I spent the night there from the night before. I've had a wonderful experience at Magic Kingdom the night before, and I went to Bay Lake Tower. So I'm staying there and I'm waking up there. I'm going to go for a Kiki's. I want to go for a Kiki's breakfast. I'm going to be full up, but then I'm heading to Epic Universe. Epic Universe, express tickets. I want to be able to do everything in that park possible. I want to go in and dine my way around that park. I want to be able to go and chill in Celestial Park whenever I want to. I want to do Stardust races about 56 times. I want to make sure I do Stardust races at night, multiple times front row if possible. I want to make sure that I obviously get on the battle for the Ministry, battle in the Ministry, battle at the Ministry ride. And then I wouldn't mind going eating at is it the Blue Dragon? Potentially there, or I wouldn't mind eating in Helios. And then I would like to round off the day staying in Helios. That's what I'm looking for currently. That would be my new different way. So that's what I'm kind of looking at. I think that would be a great way to do a perfect day in Orlando right now. Got a couple of questions from Journey to Magic. This is a good one. If I could have a fast pass for one ride in any park to use infinite times forever, which ride is it? Fast and Furious? No, absolutely not. One ride, any park, infinite times forever. I mean, that's so difficult, isn't it? It's so difficult because there's so many amazing rides that I'd love to just go on over and over. It's got to have rewritability, isn't it? It's got to be something that you can just go on over and over and over again and get different experiences out of it. Do you know what? I'm going to go a little bit different here. I'm going Guardians of the Galaxy. And it's that idea of it being different experiences. I think, but by having the 6 songs, I think by having the different choices and the different options, I think that for me, that's where I'd go. I'd go for Guardians of the Galaxy because I've never had an experience on it and not had an amazing time. And I think just being able to express on that and basically just do it over and over and over again and just have the opportunity of getting the songs you want whenever you want is the way to go. So Guardians, that's where I'm going. Next question that they've asked me is, will the pod have video content for YouTube? I know you've had bits previously. So I did used to do it for video. I did used to for quite a while. And the reason why I stopped doing it is because of time. And that's honesty. It took so much more time editing a video and setting it all up for video than what it does to do it for audio. Because the moment I started putting the vlogs out as well, my workload it's just a lot. It is a lot. And it's the same with the And Beyond episodes. And Beyond isn't gone or dead. I'm basically looking for more episodes. I'm at this point where I'm like, I want to do And Beyond episodes when I feel like they're the perfect episodes and we've got perfect guests for them and stuff like that. I'm not just going to just shove any old episode out. I just want to make sure that I'm doing the right ones with the right people at all times. And I love every And Beyond episode I've done. by the way. I think they're all amazing and all the guests have been absolutely brilliant. But I just want to make sure that I've got different ideas as well. So, will there be video content? Categorically, yes. I'll be honest with you, I was creating a studio at my house before obviously what's happened. So it will happen. It's not going to be for a while. End of the year, I think there's more chance, but I will create a studio at some point, or I will start recording in a studio. Watch this space. Let's see what happens. All right, but there will be video content, 100%. Like, I want it to happen. But where I'm staying at the moment, it's not feasible. It's not doable. I want it to always look amazing. I want it to look crisp. I want it to look professional. And ultimately, where I am at the moment, it's not going to. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm going to do. It is going to happen, probably at the end of the year. But watch this space. Next question. Another absolute legend. Lorna Clark. Where would you say are quick win improvements that could be made at Epic Universe? I did go through these, to be fair, with Ad and M. Like, the main one, and I will just say the main one is more shade. I think you just need more shade. More shade, and the other thing I will say, actually, is a different answer. I put more, like, little quick serve stalls. I think of, like, in Magic Kingdom, for example, where you've got, like, the cheeseburger spring roll stand. I think if you have a couple of those style things dotted around that sell different snacks, I think that they do really well. That's my opinion. That's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see more of that in and around the park. Next question, Flipside movement. And this is the same question that I was asked earlier with regards to Next Land. This was, well, to be fair, the question was from Ashley and Emma, and they said, what was one land I would add? Flipside movement have asked me, what land would I want to add? I mean, it's still the same answer, to be fair. It's still Wicked. That's where I go. Honestly, I think that Wicked makes this into the most incredible park. I think it makes it into the perfect park, to be quite real with you. Next up, we've got a few questions from Steve Haley. Steve, he has asked me, I've tried on-site, so now, what is my preference to staying on-site or staying off-site? And I tell you what, I'm not necessarily converted. I really enjoy on-site, okay? And all I can say is that obviously the experiences I've had on site, I haven't explored a huge amount. Okay, so I've done all-star movies and all-star music, and then obviously a night at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and then a couple of nights at Terra Luna. But also in all of those times, I haven't explored the resorts a huge amount. So it's difficult for me to say that the on-site experience is better from like a resort point of view because I haven't done a lot in them. So that's just me being honest. That's what where I've got to look from. I've always enjoyed staying off-site. I've never had an issue with it. I love the idea of a villa. I love the idea of an apartment. Location is obviously going to be a big factor. Where am I at? Do I have a preference? I mean, I don't know. Like, if I had a choice, I'd stay on site. I think that's probably realistic. But I want to stay on site because I want to try all the different resorts. I want to go to all the different resorts. There's a lot of different ones I want to go to. So the answer probably is on site. But at the same time, I would very, very happily stay off site still. There's, I could go off site for the next 5 trips and I'd be buzzing. I'd be absolutely buzzing. So that's my diplomatic answer. That's my nice Russ is going to sit on the fence. But I will say that I'm leaning more on my weight towards on site. Steve's asked me, obviously I've answered this one a little bit ago, but he's asked me, having done Epic Universe, is Velocicoaster still my favourite ride? So Steve, the next one he's asked me is, having done Epic Universe, is Velocicoaster still my favourite ride? No, it's not. No, it is not. Any of you who've heard me over the last few weeks are going to know Stardust Races. Stardust Races, yellow side, at night, front row, is the best ride I've ever been on, in my opinion. And I tried not to look at this through Stardust tinted glasses. I did this ride 3 times in one day. And I fought it on the first ride. I fought it on the second ride. It cemented it on the third ride. So I'm certain of it. I did Velocicoaster multiple times on this trip as well. And genuinely, my mind doesn't change. I think Stardust Races, in my opinion, is my favourite ride. So that's where I'm at. Tell me if I'm wrong. Next question they've asked me is, we do Epic Universe in October. Biggest hints and tips. I'll give you 3 tips. Obviously, plan your day out, 100%. Make sure you get Stardust Races in at night, please. Because that is an unbelievable ride in the daytime. it is elevated at night. I'm telling you, that thing is exceptional. That's my second one. And the third one is just take a little bit of time in every land to just walk around them. Even if you just take 20 minutes, walk around every land, take some of it in, take pictures, take the videos, and just soak in where you are, because the more you look, the more detail you're going to see in every single land. I'm telling you, like, every land is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Next up, Steve Haley's asked me one more. Tampa or MCO for flights, what is now preference? I tell you what, if I had a choice, I'd probably go Tampa, because my Tampa experience was absolutely unbelievable. I couldn't fault it. I couldn't fault it at all. Like, inbound and outbound, it was absolutely perfect. Getting a hire car was so easy. Getting the bags was so easy. Like, it ticked every single box. The hour and a quarter drive didn't bother me whatsoever. Like, it really didn't bother me. Like, that wasn't an issue. The only thing I will say is that the Tampa flights, they are going to be the 2:30. So, at the same time, if you've got an opportunity, and I'm obviously talking about Heathrow, but because obviously I don't know wherever else is flying from the UK, but I'm flying from Heathrow. If I'm flying Virgin, then my options are Tampa or their MCO, and MCO there is a 9:30 in the morning option. So if that one's available, I'd take the 9:30. I would. I'd take the 9:30 over the 2:30 all day long, because you get a half day extra in Orlando. So if that's a variable, then I'd lean to MCO still. But at the same time, in terms of experience of airport, I say Tampa all day long. Next up, Rosie, Theme Park Traveller. What a legend. Loved our episode. Like, it was a long time ago we did that original episode of the top 10. Can't wait for Rosie to do Epic, because we're doing another top 10 after she's been 100%. She said, love the Doctor Doom challenge. Was the last ride just as fun as the first one? No, it wasn't. So I did it 8 times. And I'm going to be honest, after the 6th one, I was like, ooh. I feel like I've been on Doctor Doom 6 times in a row. It started to hit me. And I think that's fairly normal after doing any ride 6 times. But it did start to hit me a little bit. And the 7th and 8th weren't as enjoyable. I was looking at the clock, waiting for the hour to be up at that point. So there you go. That's my honest answer. For anyone who's looking to do it, just be wary that you're going to hit those 6 and it's going to start to hit you a little bit. But it was a lot of fun. So if anyone gets to do it, if anyone's got the time to go and just spend an hour getting in the queue for Doom, let me know how many you can do. See if you can beat it. See if you can beat 8 rides in an hour. Kel's Magic Kingdom. Obviously, if you remember, I did the Ambion DLP episode with Kelly. She's absolutely fantastic. She's asked me, how am I? Again, I'm so good. I'm so good. I really appreciate everyone asking. I really do. And the amount of you who check in and just ask me how I'm doing, you'll know. If you've messaged me and asked me, I'll tell you, I'm really good. I'm in a really, really good place. So I really appreciate you asking. Thank you very much, Kelly, and I hope you're doing well as well. Next one is from Travel Yasmin Marie C. She's asked me, top 3 rides in Orlando now Epic is involved. Is it the same or has it changed? My top 3 rides, and I'm going to bang these off quickly. Top 3 rides: Stardust Racers, Velocicoaster, Cosmic Rewind. I think it's got to be. I'm really sorry to Hagrid's. Hagrid's is taking a batter in this episode, isn't it? But I'd go Cosmic Rewind. I'm going for it. And I don't think it's a better coaster than Hagrid's either, but I think it's a total experience. And I'm biased because of the Guardians overlay. I think if you take the Guardians overlay off it, it's not as good, but at the same time it is on it. So that's where I'm going. That's what I'm going to say. Next question is from Gemma Hill 88. Absolute day one supporter of the pod, so I appreciate Gemma. She has asked me free Disney tickets for life or free hotel stay for life. But the hotel is an all-star sports standard room only. Free tickets all day long. If I get free tickets to go out to these parks, I'll take it. I'll stay off site. It's not a problem. Not a problem at all. I think just having those park tickets and the entry to the parks is so valuable. Just being able to go out to these parks whenever you want is a no-brainer. I'll rosin in it for the rest of my life if I have to. No disrespect to Rosen, by the way. Like, it's just an example because it was cheaper. Please don't think I'm knocking it. Next question is Taylor's Do Disney. Was my last trip with Parks and Pals a last minute trip? No, it wasn't. You all know me by now. I love a secret. I love to surprise you all. It was not a last minute trip at all. I arranged this, or Chloe and Stephen actually asked me to come in January. Yeah. So it's been a long time coming. A long time coming. Yeah, there you go. Wasn't a last minute trip at all. This is something that's been in the works for a while. Next one is, we got 3 questions from very good mate of mine, Mr. Nick Carter. Nick Carter has asked me, best thing you enjoyed about having a pickup truck? Just driving it. Like, driving it, but also, like, how cool did it look? How cool did the pickup look? Like, just getting into that every day, like, it put a smile on my face every single time, like, without question. Yeah, absolutely loved it. Next question he's asked me, favourite TV series of all time? All time. That's so difficult, isn't it? So difficult. All time. Because I'm trying to think of, like, things that I've probably rewatched, and to be honest with you, it's probably the US Office, because I reckon I've watched it probably 5 times through, maybe 6 times through, and I still laugh every single time. Like, it's got to be. You'll all know I'm an Office fan from the vlogs, because I love to use the that's what she said as a little clip quite often. I love it. So yeah, US Office. And then Nick has asked me 3 players I'd like at United in the summer. And where are we finishing next season? Well, hopefully not 17th or wherever we were. 3 players. My first one would have been Cunha, but obviously we've got him already, which is exciting. 3 players. Oh, it's tough. I would like a new goalkeeper. I would take Emi Martinez as a keeper from. So I would take him. I would take Cunha, and then I would probably go another striker. If I were to get a dream player, I'd still go for Harry Kane. I'd take Harry Kane all day long. That's where I go. That's my 3 signings. I feel like we need a lot more than that, but I feel like if we're going to do anything, we need those. Where are we going to finish? I genuinely probably about 6th is my honest opinion. That probably feels a bit high for some people, but I think that's realistically probably where we're going to end up. Next question we've got is from PT Roberts, not Orlando related, dream signing for United this transfer window, realistic signing. I'd probably say Emi Martinez. I'm at my wit's end with Onana, sadly. So I think we need a different keeper. I think we need to move on. I think we need to move forward. It's a shame. I liked Onana when he came in, but I don't think he's the guy. Next question is from Life of James and Ben. And they've asked me, did I find any new ghost flavours? I didn't find any new ones, sadly. Or did I? I did try the Swedish fish one. I hadn't tried the Swedish fish one before. So maybe I did. Yeah, I know it's not a new flavour, but it was a new flavour to me because I'd never had it. But I would say, yeah. I would say Swedish fish flavoured Ghost Energy. That was good. Really enjoyed that one. I think I had that. Pretty sure I had that day one when I walked into Animal Kingdom. Next question is from Carl Morg 11, and they've asked me, could I explain a bit about air miles and how they work and what I use? So I use the Virgin Flying Club. Basically, the way that I accumulate miles, this is how I do it, is I have the Virgin credit card, the Virgin Atlantic credit card. I have the paid one. So when you basically spend £1 on the credit card, you get 1.5 points per £1 you spend. Those points then accumulate, and you can top up the points with things like club card points as well, so you can get more points via that, or booking Virgin Holidays and all this kind of stuff. You can then utilise those to go to the Flying Club website and then use them to cash in on flights, depending on whether or not the flights are realistic to the amount of points you've got. Obviously, they nerf the system, so they put the points up massively in terms of what you need. But at the same time, if you're looking off-peak, there are some actually not too bad situations and points that required to be able to use. So you might find some still. You might still find some. I still think it's going to be 45 to 50,000 points you're going to need to do a return flight to Orlando. But obviously, if you've got the credit card as well, if you spend, I think it's £10,000 a year, which is a lot of money, but I use it for business as well. If you can utilise it for that, then you'll probably get yourself a reward flight as well. So you'll be able to use your points for yourself, reward flight for your partner, for example, and then you'll just pay the taxes for the two of you, which is 286 quid, I believe. Not giving you advice financially, but that's what I do. Okay, so I'm saying that they have nerfed it, but at the same time, it is still doable. You've got to be smart with it. You've got to have a little look around. You've got to look for different flights and find which ones are going to be cheaper and work out the way that you can utilise these points the most. But it is still doable. All right, so there you go. That's the answer to that one. Next question. We're back for Chris Roosevelt's chat. We've got a few repeats as well, which is amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. Chris Roosevelt's chat, he has asked me, any from any generation, Ultimate 6 Pokemon team. I mean, to be fair, I'm a Gen 1 guy through and through. I'm going to throw you 6 Pokemon, and we're going to go with it. All right? Charizard, Dragonite, Blastoise, Gyarados, Typhlosion, Mewtwo. There you go. That's my 6. Totally random. Love it. Absolutely love it. Wookie's on tour. He's back. Dom is back. He's asked me 3 more questions. What's been my best off-site hotel that I've stayed at? My best off-site hotel was at the bottom of iDrive. What is it called? It was Sheraton Vistana Villages. Is that the one? I think that's what it's called. Vistana Villages, the one at the bottom of iDrive, past SeaWorld. Honestly, thought it was absolutely banging. Great resort. Would recommend to anyone. I know that Kimberly and Dan, Kimberly and Dan Hamilton, they've been there quite a lot of times. So you might have seen it on their vlogs previously. I'm not 100% sure, but they'll be able to vouch that that place is really, really good. Next question he's asked me, which mini golf is my favourite in Orlando? We're thinking Pirates Cove. Pirates Cove. For me, Pirates Cove is the one. Pirates Cove for me is detailed, it's big, you feel like you're getting a fairly sensible value for money. It's good. It's a good course. I enjoy it. Pirates Cove, and it's International Drive as well, so it's not too far. You can go and have yourself an Olive Garden, stuff yourself from breadsticks, and then waddle your way around the golf course. Like, absolutely spot on. What more do you want? And then Wookie's on tour. He's asked me one more. What 3 essentials would I take into the parks for an August trip? I mean, the problem is I'm a very unprepared guy when it comes to bringing stuff with me because I don't really want to carry a bag. Probably sun cream might be sensible. Probably a cap because it's gonna be super hot. And then one of those neck fan things. Like you see people walking around, it's almost like you're wearing headphones around your neck. Like either one of those or like a little portable USB fan. Like I feel like something like that's ideal because you're gonna get hot. I'm gonna get hot. It's gonna be a hot trip, isn't it? So I think sensible Russ is here now. And he's not always here. But I'm saying I think that's the way to go. I think if you know it's going to be super hot, you just got to try and be realistic. You've got to try and be as sensible as possible. Couple of questions from Gav K again. 100 million for Bruno Fernandes. Take it or leave it. Honestly, right now, I don't take it because I don't think we can replace him. We can take 100 million and we ain't going to buy someone as good as Bruno Fernandes for 100 million. We're not. We could go and buy 2 people for 50 million and then we end up in an issue like the Mason Mount situation where we might get someone who potentially ends up being injury prone. For example, we know that Bruno is reliable, he's always fit, he's always good, he's a leader, he's our captain. I'll stick with him. That's where I'm at. The next question he's asked me is, if Marvel Island goes at Islands of Adventure, what are we having to replace it? I mean, it's so hard, isn't it? It's so hard. Like, big IP to go in there as well. And the thing is, I think I've said this before, I think Universal have used a lot of their IPs and they've used a lot of what they've got to, in their parks. I think that they'd have to hit if I'm honest, I think they'd have to strike a deal with another studio. And I feel like, and I'm a Marvel guy through and through, but I feel like there's got to be a situation where they can strike a deal with Warner Brothers, with HBO, go and get, hopefully that Superman does well. And I would go and get some DC characters in there. I think, it would be a really good thing for them to do if they're going to give up the rights for Marvel. Go and get the rights for DC. I think that'd be a sensible thing to do. Whether it's doable, whether it's achievable, I don't know. I'm still going to be buzzing for Marvel going to Disney at that point, but I'd still be here for it. I'm still up for it. So that's where I'd go. Next up, we've got 3 questions. We've got a couple of questions from Cara Hicks, and Cara's asked me, who has better pass holder perks, Disney or Universal, and what's my favourite perk from both? I'll be honest with you, I don't know enough about them, which I know sounds really stupid. But I believe that you can get some pretty nice discounts off of your stays with Disney. I think that you can get some really, really good deals. That's what I know at the moment. I need to look into both of them more. And I know that obviously you can get discount off of merch for both of them. You get the parking included with both of them, with the ones I've got. I mean, just in terms of the fact that they've obviously got more parks and there's more places you can utilise them, I think Disney at the moment probably still tips it, because I would say their merch is better generally as well. But that's where I am. That's where I'm going with it. So at the moment, Disney, but I need to look into both of them a little bit more off the back of that. Next question from Cara was, would I do guest episodes with non-vloggers, just people who love Orlando? I absolutely would. And this is a difficult question because I just want to talk to anyone. Of course I do. I want to talk to anyone. But also at the same time, the whole thing with, me getting people on the pod is because I want to get people on who and whose content a lot of you are engaged with already, because I want, you might see them on the vlogs or you might see their Instagram already, but you might not hear the voice behind them, or you might not know enough about them. And that's why I kind of want to give people the opportunity who already have a platform to give themselves more of a voice. But it's a great question. So would I do episodes? I absolutely would. Of course I would, because I'd love to talk to all of you. The difficulty is, where do I draw the line? Because I want to talk to you all. I absolutely do want to talk to you all. So, it's a tough one. Maybe I can come up with a style of episode. Maybe I can come up with a clever way of doing it. I've got some ideas, but we'll see. We'll see what I come up with. I've always got ideas. We know this much. So it's a great question. Next little question is from Bernadette Benstead. They've asked me, going next week, any tips for Epic, any food recommendations? I said the tips, to be fair, already, but food recommendations, go and get the mac and cheese cone, 100%, go and get that. You'll see in this week's vlog, the butterbeer crepe. I rate it, and I would tell people to go and do it once. I wouldn't say it was the best thing I've ever had, but at the same time, I would recommend it. In terms of other foods, I can think of a drink. I went and had the Novocaine, I think it was, over at Dark Universe. I think it was Burning Blade Tavern. That was lovely. And it came in like a novelty flask as well. So I would say go and get that. That's the green one that you've probably seen in and around Instagram as well. Next little question is from Family of 3 Adventures. Favourite ride and how long do I think I need for this park? I'm assuming you're talking about Epic Universe. Favourite ride is 100% it's Stardust Races, yellow. How long do I think you need for it? I think to do this park properly, you definitely need 2 days. That's being honest. Because there's so much to see, and I think that, when I went, I didn't spend a huge amount of time looking around the lands because we didn't have the opportunity, because we were trying to get rides done. And when I went, it was in previews, so the queues weren't even that big. So it's a great question. I think you realistically probably need 2 days. Next one is from Shillabeer Family Adventures, and they've asked me, how am I? And thank you for all my amazing content. I appreciate you guys so much. I really do. I am doing great. Like I said, I really am. And you don't need to thank me. I love doing this. I love doing the podcast. I love doing the vlogs. I love being able to create content and communicate with you all. And I will apologise because obviously I have been really, really slow with replying to people on Instagram. And I will promise that I will always get back to everyone. I've just been so busy. I've been so busy with the podcast, with the YouTube, with being on the trip, live stuff as well, work, that at times it does get a little bit on top of me. And I'm just I have to kind of go through it in stages. So I appreciate you so much. I really, really do appreciate that message. It means an awful lot. Leanne Callow, another legend, she's asked me, how do I choose the guests to have on the pod? See, this is a difficult one as well, because in terms of how I go and kind of like hand pick people, generally, I go to people and ask them to come on the pod. Every now and then, I might have had someone come to me and had the balls, honestly, to go, I want to come on the pod. And I will be honest with you, at times, I've gone, not at the moment. And other times, I've gone, yeah, absolutely. How do I choose who comes as a guest on a pod? If I relate to their content, if I relate to what they're doing, if I see what they're doing is really positive and I feel like their energy is going to match me, then I'm going to try and get someone on. You know, of course I am. And I've probably missed thousands of people. Like that's the great thing about the podcast. This is never ending. Okay, so I'm going to keep getting different people. I'm going to keep getting people to come back on, because if I've had a great experience and I've had a great episode with them and you've all enjoyed it, I'm going to get them back on. Of course I am. Because if you enjoyed hearing somebody else and hear someone else's point of view, then absolutely I'll get them back on to talk about their experiences again. So it's a great question, and you know it comes down to whether or not I relate to them, whether or not I enjoy their content. The same way as I enjoy everyone's content, of course I do. But I seeing some people's point of view and their kind of like approach to stuff, if it aligns with how I do it, and sometimes I might look for someone who's doing something completely different. Like it's there's many different ways of doing it, and ultimately I've loved every single guest episode. I've never had a guest episode that I haven't loved, and I've spoke to more than 80 people. I counted this the other day. More than 80 people I've spoke to on the podcast, which is wild. And I've loved every single person I've spoke to. You've all been amazing. Next question. It's not even a question, actually. This is Leanne as well. She said, how does it feel being everyone's comfort creator and mentor? I mean, you're too kind. Too kind, because, again, I just love doing this, and I feel so fortunate and I feel so lucky that I get to do this every single week, and I get to talk to you all, and you all listen to me, and you all listen to what I'm saying, my opinions, and you take it on board, and you might take the advice, or you might just have it as your entertainment, or whatever it may be. I can't say thank you enough. I think genuinely you're all incredible, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. Living in a Disney World has asked me best Universal hotel. Difficult, because I haven't stayed at many of them. I haven't stayed at nearly any of them, and I've only stayed at one. But the best one, I mean, it's really difficult, because I think I can only pick the one that I want to go to, and it's Helios. I want to go to Helios because I want that view. I want to wake up, open the curtains, and be able to see the park. It's easy. It's an easy one. But at the same time, I loved my experience at Terra Luna, so I would recommend it to anyone. And if you had the opportunity to go to Terra Luna, I'm telling you, absolutely do it. Next little question. Nick Carter, he's back again, and he's said you've got $1,000 to spend in one day at Disney or Universal, hotel, food, merch, park, extras. Okay, where do I want to go? I want to go Bay Lake Tower. Okay, I am going to absolutely. You know what? I'm just going to go. What if I'm one day, right? I'm going to go Bay Lake Tower, so that's where I'm staying. So I'm spending a chunk of my budget there straight away, because that's what I want to do. Food. Let's think of a restaurant. Let's think of somewhere that I'm absolutely dying to go. I really want to do Boma Breakfast. Boma Breakfast. Right, let's tick that off. Boma Breakfast is in there. Next little thing. What else am I doing? Merch. I mean, is there any merch kind of jumping out at me? I mean, probably not. Probably nothing massively. But at the same time, if I've got $1,000, I'm heading to Hollywood Studios, aren't I? And I'm going to go and get myself a lightsaber. So I've nearly busted this entire budget already, by the way. So I'm going to stay at Bay Lake Tower. I'm going to go for a Boma Breakfast. I'm going to go and get myself a lightsaber. I would probably like to go to Epic Universe as well, and then I'd probably finish the day off eating at Helios and having a couple of drinks in the bar there and get myself a margarita. And that probably is my entire grand gone, quite comfortably. So it's a great question. I love it. Good question. Next one is from Josh Keeble, and he has said, if I could bring 3 new lands to Epic, what would they be? 3 new lands. Wicked, Wicked is in there. I think, what else? Classic Universal. I think a classic Universal land would be absolutely exceptional. And then I think maybe let's lean into something else big, something else that potentially would draw a lot of people, a bit like Dark Universe. Let's have a permanent Halloween area. Should we go for that? Like a full horror area. Let's just go like full adult zone. There's always a scare maze. It might change or it might be different every time. I don't know, but like I think something like that. And that's my options. That's what I'm going for. It's a great question. Great question. Next up, we've got Emma Lou 90 has asked me, what are my recommended must-dos for anyone who only has one day at Epic? If I were to give you 3 must-dos, Stardust Races is an absolute must-do. Frankenstein's Experiment, is that what it's called? For me, is an absolute must-do. So in terms of 2 rides, those are my 2 absolutes. And then I would probably say Le Cirque Arcanus over at the Wizarding World area. Like 100%. That way you've got a roller coaster, you've got an experience or an attraction, and then you've also got a show. So I think that those are the 3 that I would say absolutely, categorically, you've got to do. Next up, we've got Jojo Mostly Braden. Love the truck. Will I settle for nothing less on my future trips now? Spoiler. Truck is coming back in August. Absolutely. I love the truck. Absolutely. I'm going to struggle to beat it, you know. I think I might be a truck guy. at this point. So, August trip, the truck is back. That is confirmed. Good question. Next up, we've got Magical Memories Kyla. The amazing Kyla. Obviously, I spoke to Kyla a few months ago now. She was absolutely brilliant. And she's asked me, am I happy that Hagrid's is now accepting Express Pass? I don't think it's a bad thing, you know. I actually think it's a good thing, because I think it's one of those rides that realistically it's always big queues. So I think that it's about time. It's been around long enough that realistically it could do with having that update, couldn't it? It could do with having that update of having the express queue available. Like, if people want to go for it, they can do it. If they don't, they don't. Next little question. I've got a couple more from Adam M Vlogs, actually. If I could retheme any ride with the most ridiculous movie possible, what would I pick and why? Love it. And he's given me an example of Fast and Furious and It's a Small World. And called it Small World Drift. I love that idea. I mean, that's amazing. Oh my god. Like, silly ideas of mixing rides that would be funny. I tell you what, 3 Caballeros. Let's turn 3 Caballeros into Guardians of the Galaxy. We can have all the Guardians of the Galaxy songs go in. We can have a funny little story with the Guardians going on. We can have little dummies of the Guardians, or wherever they are in whatever planet they're on. I think that's probably where I'd go 3 cabs. Let's go Guardians of the Galaxy. The Guardians of the Caballeros. I don't know. And then they've asked me, do I have any hidden gems or lesser known spots in Orlando that people should check out that I haven't mentioned before? If I've got a secret spot, I've probably mentioned it, to be fair. I'm trying to think of anything different, anywhere else I've been. I tell you what, the only thing I will say, to give you this, is a bit of a hidden gem. On this recent trip, we did an escape room. We probably travelled it was towards Orlando City, and it was about half an hour that way. And we did an escape room. If you're into an escape room, please go and do it. Like, you will need to have a group of you to do it. But absolutely, like, categorically, I'd recommend it to anyone, because it was absolutely brilliant. Like, genuinely, I think you need to. I think you categorically need to go and do an escape room. If you're into them, like, you'll enjoy it so much, and you'll have a great experience. And I've got 2 more questions from the brilliant Time for Jade. She has asked me, favourite time of year to visit Orlando / dream time of year to visit. My favourite time of year to visit that I've been on so far, and I've done this multiple times, is probably October. October is my favourite time of year to go. I feel like the weather's really good. I feel like there's a lot going on, and I appreciate I haven't done Halloween Horror Nights. I haven't done Mickey's Not So Scary, but I want to do them at some point. We know that we know that's in the pipeline at some point. Favorite time of year, I think it's October. The weather's always good. I feel like it's good vibes. It's not too busy as well. Ticks a lot of boxes. I love it. It's a good question. She also said dream time of year to visit. It's difficult because I've been quite a few times of year, but I really, really like it. Ultimately, it depends who you're going with, doesn't it? And ultimately, if you're going with someone who obviously it means a lot to you. If they're your friends, your family, your partner, like whoever they may be, you want to go when it's a time that's special for both of you. You want to go at momentous occasions, don't you? You want to be able to go at times that are going to mean a lot to you in terms of memories as well. So, not to give you a complete cop-out answer, but it's going to be whatever time of year is special to both of you and is going to mean a lot. I think that you make memories on these trips with people. Like, that's one thing I will say about, if you're going to plan to do a solo trip, you're not going to make the memories like you do on these trips when you go normally, because you're not going to have those amazing experiences with, friends or a partner. And I think that that's so valuable, and I think that's what makes an Orlando trip so magical. So, whenever is special for both of you, in my argument, would be my absolute dream time of year to visit, 100% without a doubt. And she asked me one more question, which is another banger. Top 5 must-haves in my Target basket. Ghost. Let's go straight in. I need a Ghost energy drink. I want a Sour Patch Kids blue raspberry. Let's get that in the basket. I want a bag of Takis. I want Takis, not the super spicy ones. I want like a mid-level spice. I'm then going to go a bag of sour strips. Get some sour strips. To be fair, I'm not too bothered about the flavour. Whatever flavour is available, I'm up for any kind of sour strips which may be available. I think. What else do I want? What else is going to be fun? What else is going to be funny? I mean, I love my nerds. I think you've got to get some nerds. Try and throw some nerds. Have a nerds game in the room. Try and lob some nerds in each other's mouths or something like that. So, and then one more suggestion of things that you want in your basket from Target. I mean, probably the most random thing you can find, surely. Like, I remember that episode 13, the T&J Travels one, where I was talking about walking around a Walmart and looking at tyres. Like, I just want to pick up something random, Like, I want to find something totally random. I'm talking like, I don't know, go and find yourself like a soap dispenser or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Just like... That's where I'm at. That's the answers I'm giving. Just go and find yourself something random, something that makes you happy, something you can bring home, something that brings you both joy. So that's where I'm at. Go and find yourself a burgundy soap dispenser or something like that. Some nice random answers for you. So anyway, that is all the questions. I didn't want to make this one too long. It has ended up being quite a long one, but I didn't want to end up being too long. But this has been a lot of fun. And I appreciate so much everyone who sends me a question. Like, honestly, you've all been brilliant, and the support that you all give, and I appreciate you all asking how I'm doing. It means the world. It will always mean the world. You all do. Like, I love doing this with everything I've got, with an absolute passion. And honestly, I can't wait for you to all, keep listening to the pod, keep watching the vlogs. Can't wait to get back out to Orlando again, inevitably. Go and make more memories. Experience Epic Universe again, talk to different people, all that kind of stuff. So I hope you've all enjoyed this one as much as I've enjoyed recording it. And I will speak to you all in the next one.